Well, it's finally starting to feel like fall with our cooler temperatures. For many of you, your body has been telling you it's fall because of your allergies. As Phil said, yes, it's happening to him. Joining us to talk about it a little further is Dr. Sabrina Fabi. Dr. Fabi, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Jen.
All right, so where does San Diego rank, if you will, in terms of areas of if it's good or bad here for allergy sufferers?
Well, it actually falls into the top 10 best cities as far as cities for allergy sufferers. But interestingly enough, I actually suffer from allergies now that I've moved to San Diego because it is a city that has allergies all year round. We never quite experience the frost or cold climates that you may experience in a place like Chicago or New York. And because of that, you have mold that is essentially growing all year round.
Interesting. So is there something that's more common here in San Diego that you're seeing, at least in a lot of your patients, that come in with?
Yeah, so we don't see necessarily like the tree or grass allergies that we see generally in other parts of the U.S., which is the reason why it's one of the top 10 best cities to live in, because we don't have that so much. But we do see an increase in ragweed allergies, actually most common between the months of August and October. And especially with the Santa Ana winds, that wind can actually push all of those pollens and allergens anywhere from Nevada to Arizona all the way to here. So it's really ragweed and mold that we see most commonly here in San Diego.
Is that the same as I look at these graphics on our screen there as hay fever? Is that what ragweed is?
Right. And so hay fever, don't be deceived by the name. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're allergic to hay, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have a fever. It actually means that you have something called allergic rhinitis, which is allergies and can manifest as sneezing or a runny nose. In my case, it's a runny eyes, sometimes a little bit of a cough because of a postnasal drip or a drip basically dropping down in the back of your throat. You can also feel a little fatigued and overall congested. And these are all symptoms of hay fever, better known as allergic rhinitis.
So you said that oftentimes we have the conditions or the symptoms, if you will, when we get the Santa Anas, which are coming in next week. Victoria's going to talk about that in a second. But are there things we can do to help our allergies or cure them or make them less annoying and frustrating?
Yes, there are. So keep your doors and windows closed, especially when you sleep at night. I know it's something hard to do because that's the benefit of living in San Diego, is not having to run your air conditioner. But at least during this time, if you're an allergy sufferer, if you close those windows, you'll be exposed to less allergen. Also, when you're driving in the car, that's another possible way to minimize your contact so that you don't suffer from the symptoms.
And then lastly, before I let you go, when is it bad enough where you should probably call your doctor and not try to just kind of tough it out?
Right. And so if you're tearing all day long and it's impeding your ability to actually see or function, or you're so fatigued that you just really can't get through the day, ultimately these symptoms can actually put you at risk for developing more colds because you're constantly running, your eyes are running, your nose are running, and so you're constantly have your hands in your face. And so that puts you at risk for rubbing viruses all over your face and putting you at risk for a cold. So if you're finding yourself doing that, you can easily see your primary care doctor, who can start you on an antihistamine, finding out which one is best for you so that you're not, lethargic or drowsy from those medications. That's usually the best time to go see them.
Or coughing too much that you can't do the news, right, Phil?
Yeah, that's right.
He's good. He's good. We got a little water. We're all good. Dr. Fabi, thanks so much for being here as always.
Thanks for having me, Jen.